in the back. Mm, Today's topic is you got to make money to lose money. No, I'm sorry. You got to spend money to lose money. No, you got to spend money to make money. That's what it's supposed to be. But sometimes you throw the dice and you just spend money. Although I try to limit the amount of money I was spending because obviously that's contrary to what I wanted to do, which is to make money. You know, by selling my stuff. And let me tell you how this all started. So I moved about a year ago, and when I moved, I realized how much shit I had, right? Shit that I don't need. But a lot of shit was new, and let me rephrase it. It's not shit. It was just stuff that I never wore, that I forgot I had. And so I realized that I had this rack full of jackets, brand new jackets that I never wore, some of which were expensive. And I was just like, I worked hard for that money. I spent that money, and I just didn't want to, throw them away, donate them. I don't know. I just felt like at least I had to give it an attempt to sell it, right? And then, then that got me down this whole pathway of just finding all the stuff that was just cluttering in my space because I had too much. And I realized this too because I moved into a smaller apartment, and so um, I'm gonna go over the expenses, over what I paid. Um, So I'm a brand new owner of a pop-up tent, 10 by 10, that costs about $180. Then there's that banner I spoke about my previous video. It costs about 120. So a table, like I live in an apartment complex. I don't have a garage, so I can't store this stuff. So I didn't want to buy one of those fold-up tables. One, because I just didn't have room for it in my truck. And two, because once I bought it, I didn't have anywhere to put it. So what I decided to do is go to Lowe's and get plywood, right? So I got a piece of plywood and I had them cut it. And I think I had them cut it to I had it fit in the back of my truck. My back of the truck, it was 5 by 5. So that's what I had them cut it. A little bit smaller than a 5 by 5, right? So now I have this piece of plywood, right? That is actually, I had them cut it to 2 feet, 2 feet by like five something, right? And I bought these sawhorses that were metal, right? And they were like $24 a piece. And then I bought another one over here. So I had like an L shaped setup, right? Oops. It overlapped over here in the corner. And so I had all my merchandise here. And then over here I had my wardrobe racks. Oh, that's another thing too. Initially I had them like this, right? So when people are coming, they really can't see. I mean, they can see once they go in, they can see, right? And I left it like this. What is that? Horizontal, because I was sitting in the back over here, and I just wanted to be able to see. So this didn't work out very well. So then I switched over like this, and this is what you want to have, so people can just come in and see, right? Walk in, and then what I would do is on the top, the very beginning of the wardrobe rack, I'd put like the nicest piece of whatever I had, a jacket or a shirt or whatever. Put the nicest piece here, draw their attention. They'd walk in, they'd go all over, and they'd come over here and then watch all this stuff. And then I'd have stuff, my jackets, like the expensive jackets, hanging on my pop up tent. So that's why I did this. And what I did is I took my tools with me and I drilled holes in the plywood, and then I just zip tied them to the sawhorse. And like I said, these sawhorses weren't wooden; they were the metal ones, and they fold up to where they're lie flat and they're like this, which is really cool. You can find them at Lowe's. And the fucked up part was that when I went back to Lowe's to buy the third one, it was like $14 instead of the $24 I spent for these guys. So that's what went on there. And then I wanted these sawhorses too because they were easy to fold up and store. I can pretty much just leave them in my truck for whenever I need them. And then since these pieces of plywood were beat up or whatever, I just threw them away. But that plywood costs about $19 at Lowe's, and then they can cut them up for it, or you can go to Home Depot, whatever. I don't like Home Depot though. Um, And so, like I said, that's why I have the table, and then I have the full racks, which I'm gonna sell, and then I have a bunch of hangers. So I'm gonna say two, three, four, five, $600, $600 on just that, and then everything else, was just the stuff that I had, which uh, it is what it is. Sometimes you roll the dice and you lose. So honestly, it was all about the spot. Like I said, I can't tell you how important that your spot is. I would say that even if I was in the same area that I was in, I think if I got a corner spot, I'd have the traffic coming from this side and this side and this side, right? Versus being in the middle over here with other vendors. So a corner spot would also be a good spot, even if you're in the boonies. So yeah, food for thought. I hope this helps.